Welcome back to the channel, Pokemaniacs. We have big figure news coming out from Jazwares out of San Diego Comic-Con. At their big presentation, they were able to reveal to us that the next super articulated figure wave is going to include Gallade, Noivern, and Armarouge. Now, there is usually a fourth figure in the wave, and it's usually a reprint, but this last time I think we were supposed to get Suicune and we just straight up never got it. So we'll have to wait and see on some of the boxes for these Pokemon if we see what that fourth one could possibly be. Personally, fingers crossed it's going to be a Raikou. In that same presentation, we did get a look at some of the other battle figures. So we already knew about the Kabutops. We've seen the Annihilate, but it's nice to get the confirmation. We already have Quexwell out on the shelves, but the Pidgeotto, I'm a huge Pidgey fan, so Pidgeot's my favorite Pokemon, that whole evolution line, so I'm stoked to get a Pidgeotto, and I'm glad that it's a little bit different than the Pidgeot, and this also just really makes me want to make sure that they get a Pidgey figure out into the wild, so this is good. Also in this presentation, we did get confirmation of the Skeledirge, so to me, this is basically saying that this is coming real soon. We don't get a lot of the epic battle figures too often, so Tyrantrum is who knows where for the US, but I know a lot of you have already gotten the Tyrantrum, so congrats. But this is really good news to see the Skeledirge on here, but I know also out there's a lot of you looking for the Golurk epic battle figure. No word on that yet, and again, they don't release a lot of these epic battle figures per year, so I'm assuming it's gonna have to be maybe like springtime 2026, but if I see anything, I'll make sure I talk about it with you guys. Also in the panel, they did reveal some 2 and 3 inch figures. They got a whole bunch of them in here. Some of the newer ones, we've got a Phanpy in there. I know that's been a hot one. We did get confirmation on a few other ones, like the Azumarill, which we've talked about in a past video, the Frigibax, which we've seen some kind of like behind the scenes photos of, and we've got the Shedinja also in the mix. So a very interesting wave of 2 and 3 inch battle figures. But let me know your favorites, what you're excited for down in the comments. And then they also were able to confirm some of these 8 inch cuddly plushes. We've gotten the Eevee not too long ago, but it seems like we're also going to be getting an Oshawott and a Sprigatito in this same like cuddly texture. I don't think I've seen those out on the shelves, but I don't know. I feel like we've seen a lot of the same Pokemon over and over again, so correct me down in the comments if you've seen them already. Then I was able to also find some photos of their booth where they also had some of these super articulated figures on display. So they did have the Mega Charizard X out there. We already have this figure. We know it's out there, but just wanted to make sure and share it just in case. It is posed interestingly though. I don't know why its hands are down by its side. I don't know. I just feel like they could have done a little bit better with that, but whatever. Then they did have the Gallade actually out on display. It's looking a lot better than some of the other photos I saw, so that's good. It does also have the new base. Before it was a circle, so like here on the Charizard, we've got that circle base with a little clear arm that goes out into the back. Now we still have that same arm that goes in the back, but it's looking like it's got like a hexagon base. Seems like this is the new one that they're using. So we also see it here with the Armarouge, which is looking pretty good. It is interesting though, if you look close on the arms, those like pauldron shoulder armor things that he's wearing, it seems like those just clip on. I think that's interesting. I don't know if that's going to be good or bad, because I could see them falling off a lot, but this might give us more articulation, more at least room for moves. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But again, we're getting the new hexagonal base, which seems like it has more points of that you can actually put that clear arm into. I don't know if that's a benefit, if it's really needed. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to get our hands on these once they come out. Then we've got the Noivern, and this thing, it's very bittersweet because Noivern is really a really cool Pokemon, but I'm a little worried with the points of articulation on this thing because I want to see more out of those wings, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know how they would pull this off, but I just want more out of those wings, I think. But this one I'm definitely going to be picking up. I want it once it comes out, once it's actually released. It'll be at Target in the US, but we get, again, a better look at some of that hexagonal base, the new style of it. But out of the gate in this photo, I mean, we can see some light articulation there in the neck. We've got the wings, obviously, the hips. There might be some, like right there at the chest and like the upper high waist, there might be some articulation there. But the knees look like there's not much there. Same with the ankles, but there's possibly maybe some there on the toes. I don't know. The talons, whatever, I don't know what they have. So again, let me know what you're excited for with these figures. If you're like, yes, let's do this thing, I'm super stoked, this is my favorite Pokemon. Or if maybe you're a little bit let down, let me know down in the comments. Then Jazwares always does have like a giant Pokemon on display at their Comic-Con booth. So this is the Gengar, Aaron Margolin, who used to be the director over the Pokemon franchise or the license at Jazwares. He posted this photo of the Gengar. It looks pretty good. I like that like cloudy swirliness that's going on underneath it, but they've done a lot of these in the past. So it's just fun to see the huge collection of these giant statues growing. Then the Deoxys finally came out at Target. So in the US, if you've been looking for the Deoxys, it is out. I'll link it up here, at least while I'm filming it. This video, it is available for shipping. So if you missed some of my posts last week, make sure go pick this up. I'm gonna be unboxing it real soon and give our opinions. So far, I think it's a pretty good figure, but we'll see. And actually, shout out to Jazwares. In the last video, I talked about them not sending me something. They actually did send it, the marketing team, fantastic. So we'll also be unboxing this in an upcoming video, so stay tuned. And it's also fun because they didn't give me any guidance. They didn't say like, have to say these points. They're just like, how about it? Here you go. But talking about Jazwares figures still, we do have a leaked photo of an early prototype, I guess we can call it. It's a really early version of a Delibird figure, which hopefully we get soon. Like maybe this will be for some of the holiday 2-packs or something that we typically get. So far, I think it looks pretty good, in my opinion. And for some reason, just looking at the details of the actual like bag satchel thing that Delibird carries around, I'm like, I don't know, that looks pretty good. And it's really weird. Like it's the simple things, I guess, when it comes to the figures. But either way, like I'm just stoked to see something more than like a starter Pokemon. So this is really cool. Also, since it was San Diego Comic-Con this past week and weekend, we do have some of the shared exclusives. So we have the Jumbo Funko Pop Entei that is made available. It was originally just through Funko.com. It is now sold out. So if you did miss that, we do have listings over at Entertainment Earth. So if you do want to pick that up, I'll have it linked down below for you. Not too long ago, we got the Suicune, got the Entei now. So well, I guess we'll find out when we're going to get the Raikou. I don't know, we'll see. Also over on Entertainment Earth, we got a couple new backpacks. This first one is a Loungefly. This is a Charizard corduroy convertible mini backpack. It's kind of fun. I really like it because it's got that like corduroy material. I think that looks pretty good. It'll probably be really hard to clean though, now that I think about it, and get really dusty. But I think it looks really great personally, and it's convertible because it's a regular backpack, but then you can change it to be more of like a side carry, like satchel bag. Plus, you get this great interior liner showing off the Charizard and all of his really cool poses that he's had throughout the years. Then we also have the Pokemon Patch Backpack. This one, honestly, looks like it's going to be pretty handy. Either you're going into the new school year, or maybe you're just using it for adventures, or you're taking it to Pokemon Worlds. This is just a really handy looking backpack with all of the little like places and compartments that you can put items on here. You got water bottles, notebooks, like whatever it is. It seems super handy. Then, maybe not Pokemon specifically, but the new Lego Game Boy set is up for pre-order over on Amazon. This thing actually looks really cool. It says it's nearly a 1-to-1 replication of the actual real-life Game Boy. It unfortunately doesn't actually play video games, I don't think, at least from what I was reading on the listing. It does come with these little like things you can put in the screen to make it look like the game is on, playing some of those old games. But I think this looks really good personally, so I think I might pick this up and build it myself. I do fancy a Lego set here and there, but figured I would include this because, I mean, obviously originally you couldn't even play Pokemon without a Game Boy, and hopefully picking that up brings back a little bit of nostalgia. And either way, I think it does make like a pretty good display piece. The English Pokemon Center also last week brought us quite a few new plushies. This was a really nice like restock. I think it was mostly restocking on here, but there was unfortunately kind of a sussy one in there. But other than that, we did get some new planners, some new notebooks and stickers. And speaking of back to school, we got all these items there. If you're not into that though, we did also get some of these cool like layered wall arts of Pikachu and Jirachi, and also a Mew one. Those look actually really cool. And also, if you needed a deck box, there's some new silicone boxes in there of Pikachu and Gengar. So kind of interesting items, but also just fun, unique stuff for the collection. Coming out of Japan, we did actually get the real-life photos of the Scale World figures for Irida and Glaceon. Looking great. Again, all about the waifus. So I think I might be picking this one up. And then we also got the photos for Adaman and Leafeon. Glaceon and Leafeon both have been available in the past, so that is a little unfortunate, but we do have these new trainers on here from the Hisui region. Well, they're not new, but they're new figures. And at current exchange rates, it's only like $40 for one of these sets, so it's 2 figures, which is not bad when it comes to the Scale World figures, and also with all the like tariffs and import fees right now, like that's not too bad. Then the Pokemon Presents was this past week, and my goodness, there was a lot to cover in there. So throughout the video, I'm gonna cover just some like key points, try to keep things more towards like the video games collectible type things, but there's also some fun things that came up in the video, so I'll touch on those. Like when we were watching it, they brought us the Mega Dragonite. I was really shocked that they actually gave us a new Pokemon like this, but super cool. I hope we do get more and more Mega Evolutions. The design, I think some people like it, some people are a little mixed on it, so let me know how you feel about this Pokemon down in the comments, but it's growing on me. I really like the Dragonair touches on it, like the little bobble at the end of its tail. I think that's a great addition. I just think the wings it's a little much on the head, but I do like that, and I do like the lore behind it, like with like Hermes. Like I think it's a cool Pokemon. I love the tie-ins there. After the Pokemon Presents also, we got a whole bunch of new pre-orders added in the US. So if you're looking to pre-order through Walmart, you can get yourself a pin set, which is kind of alluring. It's definitely in the running for me. So you get a pin set of the starters as well as the logo for the game, and you can get this for pre-ordering the Switch version as well as the Switch 2 version. Then over at Best Buy, they are offering a gaming mat, which I'm pretty sure just is like a mouse pad, like you can use similar to like the TCG mats, but I'm not 100% sure on what this actually will feel like. So that's my only apprehension there, but I do like having like the whole map of the game, which is pretty cool. I don't know, I'm torn. You guys down in the comments, let me know which one you're kind of preferring. Maybe you can be a tiebreaker for me. But additionally, if you wanted to pre-order through GameStop, you can get yourself a very valuable trench coat and pants set, which I mean, I want the outfit just because I'm a collector, but I don't know if this isn't it, man. I don't know. I feel like this is almost on the level of like Pokeballs. I don't know. But speaking of virtual bonuses, no matter where you pre-order, you are able to get yourself a gift of a Ralts holding a Gardevoir-ite stone. That's going to be available until February 28th, which is Pokemon Day. But a pretty nice early purchase bonus. That one, it's, like I said, it doesn't matter where you pre-order. They just give it to you as long as you buy the game within the first like handful of months. Then you get that for free, which is pretty cool. After the Pokemon Presents, they also kind of stealth launched that there is a new Switch 2 bundle featuring Pokemon Legends ZA. So if you've been holding off for the Switch 2, maybe this is the Switch you want to purchase. It is just a regular Switch 2, so there's no like additional theming to it, unfortunately, so maybe that's a turnoff. I mean, you could still just buy the Switch version on your regular Switch that you already have, and then just pay the $10 later to upgrade it. I don't know, once they actually have like a real Pokemon Switch 2, if that's what you're waiting for, save your money. But either way, I'll link all of this down in the description for you. If you do want to make any pre-orders or anything like that, I'll have that available to you. Also, side note, the DJ Pikachu set prior to the Pokemon Presents, I want to know what I was expecting, but that was actually really good. I was pretty stoked while I was listening to it. I was like, man, like these are really good remixes. And as you can see on like the right hand side of the floor there was just this Pikachu that was like passed out like the whole set. I want to know why they did that, because that was really funny. I was just watching that dude like the whole time. Also, just right before Pokemon Presents, I think it was during the DJ set, they also launched a new app in the App Store and Play Store, Pokemon Friends, which seems like it's really geared towards a younger audience. It is a free game. There's just DLC that you can purchase inside the game, and it's just like one-time purchase, which is kind of nice. It's a change of pace from a lot of these other games. But man, I tell you, the games, they're kind of simple, but they are fun little like brain teaser things. So I think it is intended for just a younger audience. You complete the games, you get yarn, you use the yarn to make plushies. There's little quests where people ask for different plushies, you give them the plushies. It's a pretty basic game. It's kind of fun. It takes like, I don't know, 5 minutes to do your like daily puzzles. But I don't know, it's just little brain things. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of fun, but also kind of boring. If you're playing Scarlet and or Violet, there also is some codes that they released. These are for some special tracksuits inside the game. So you've got S tracksuit if you are on Scarlet, and V tracksuit if you're in Violet. Not 100% sure how good or how long that code is good for, so might want to jump into your game and mystery gift that over to yourself. Then also during the Pokemon Presents, we had Pokemon Champions in there. It's coming out in 2026. I'm super stoked for this, but I'm a little nervous because it does seem like it's going to be an investment. We got a really good look at some of the battles in there. It's interesting because there's some changes, like on our side of the battlefield, we see our HP, but on the other side, the opponent side, we see their HP's a percentage. I think that's interesting. In the game, it also shows that we can get like rental Pokemon, but we can also have Pokemon from Pokemon Home imported into the game, which is really interesting. So this could potentially become like the de facto like version that we play through in the championships. I don't know, we'll see. But either way, like the game just looks fantastic. Just the graphics, I love seeing all of the generations together, the different mechanics together. I think that all just looks great. It does seem like there's some, I'm going to call it hyper training type features where we can start to mess with Pokemon's EVs, we can raise them, we can lower them. It's all really interesting. Like, I don't know, like I feel like it's like a step closer to like a Pokemon Showdown type of an interface, but there's obviously going to be some paid mechanics, I think. But so far, at least on the website, it does say that this VP, which is the in-game like currency for this, that you can only earn that through battling, which is kind of nice. So you like actually have to play the game to get points. So we'll see how all of that goes, but I am very excited for that. Just love being able to like connect the whole, everything we've been doing for the last like few decades. It's nice to just tie it all together. And for my Pokemon TCG Pocket players, are you excited for this new set? We're getting a new set this week. This is the Wisdom of Sea and Sky set. So we've got Ho-Oh and Lugia, so gonna be having that Johto focus on the set. Plus we're bringing back baby Pokemon, which is really interesting. So we'll see how some of this kind of shakes up the meta. As well as like maybe bringing back some Pokemon, especially with how low HP some of these Pokemon have, the baby ones. Pokemon like Greninja and even like Hitmonlee, I think are going to make kind of a big appearance maybe for a little bit while people test out these baby Pokemon. But if you are playing more of the TCG Live game, there is another code to use. They've been like, every week I'm talking about these things, I swear. So there is a new code up that's going to get you 2,000 trainer points as well as one pack of cards from every single Scarlet and Violet era set in the game. So you just use the code TCG Live on social. It's going to get you all of that. That's a pretty slick. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot of packs. So very interesting though. But also, I think this does confirm. I think we've talked about it before, where Mega Evolution is no longer in the Scarlet and Violet era of the cards. So very interesting. This is just, I think, a confirmation of that. And also, speaking of Mega Evolution, we did also get a confirmation that they are no longer going to be offering energy cards as well as code cards inside each pack. So the set is going to be changing the composition of the TCG packs, now only featuring an energy card or a code card, which presumably it is to cut down on just like production costs, bulk, trash. But we'll kind of see how it goes, which is very bittersweet because obviously energy cards, you need those to battle, but we do get a ton of them in like ETBs and other like little special collections. But the code cards, I think that's the part where it kind of hurts the most because a lot of people do buy these cards and then they get them into TCG Live. But I guess you could make the argument that TCG Live players, you just play and you can get yourself packs. I don't know. Let me know how you're feeling about this down in the comments. Then coming up real soon in October, we do have a couple new promo boxes. This first one is the Salamence EX and Reshiram EX box. It's got some reprints of some of the past cards, but with the stamps on the promos. Inside the box, we're going to get ourselves 10 booster packs of cards, but it's interesting on the back side of this box, it doesn't say that it includes a code card, and most of the time these boxes do include a code card. So with that news from Mega Evolution, it's interesting to see. So I don't know if they're also removing code cards from the promo boxes as well. The second box we're getting is the Mega Latias EX box. Again, this one is not, it doesn't show that it comes with a code card. It does come with 4 packs of cards though, and obviously that Mega Latias EX promos on there, but yeah, no listing of the code card on that back, and usually there is just that bullet point for a code card. So interesting turn of events in the TCG, but I guess, I don't know. Again, let me know how you're feeling about this. I feel like it's a little bit of a loss, but I kind of get it. Also, during the Pokemon Presents, we got a look at the new theme park called Park Kanto. It's interesting that it's called Kanto, though, because the town that it's actually in is being called Sedge Town, which I don't believe is in any of the games, especially in Kanto. But this park is set in Tokyo's Thomas Hills, which is a part of Yomiuri Land. It's going to be opening up in 2026 and is going to be over 26,000 square meters large, which, if you don't understand meters, it's 16 square miles for my US folk. Throughout the whole park, it apparently will feature over 600 Pokemon in the park, where you can discover them through your own journey. There's little like statues around the park, which is kind of fun. And then in Sedgetown, there are these little shops that look just like they're in the games. So we've got like a Pokemon Center, a Pokemart, and each one is going to be full of different items that you can purchase, obviously. And there's even going to be a gym in there. So I'm interested to see what this all kind of turns into. Like if there's actually going to be like battles that you can have in there, and like what does that mean? Are they going to use these statues somehow, or like are you going to have to bring your Game Boy or your phone? Just, I don't know, very interesting. They also mentioned that there's going to be Pokemon parades throughout the park, which is interesting because like Universal Studios in Japan also does like Pokemon parades as a part of their entertainment. So just very interesting overall. I was scrolling through my phone a lot, trying to find some past photos. I swear I saved them, but apparently I didn't. But there are some old photos that I found of the actual construction of this site. I just didn't know what it was. I had stumbled across them. So here on this photo is like a mock-up, like little model of the park. And then here we have that turning into like real life. Like they have the statues actually built or being built, I guess. Like the Gyarados over there is missing a big chunk in the middle of them. But this is like super cool. I had some other photos though. I'm kind of kicking myself. I don't know where they went. But the whole area is just surrounded by trees, and it just looks really great out there. And it is a little unfortunate that it's opening up in 2026 because I'm going to Japan this year in 2025, which is really cool. I'm very excited, but I kind of wish that I could go to this thing. But hey, I guess I'll have to go back to Japan. A little while earlier this year, we did get an announcement that the studio Aardman is going to be working on a project with Pokemon. And we finally found out what that project is. So they are the studio that brought us Wallace and Gromit, so they do a lot of like claymation, stop motion art. And now they're bringing us Sirfetch'd and Pichu, which is a Pokemon Tales series, coming out in 2027, so we are still quite a ways away from getting something, but we did get a nice little animation of a Wooloo munching on some grass while we got Pichu and Farfetch'd in the background. So I'm excited for it. I love stop motion, Wallace and Gromit. Like I kind of grew up on at least a few of those movies, so I'm interested to see how it all kind of translates over to Pokemon, especially like their particular style and humor and everything. I don't know. I think it'll work, but I don't know. I'm excited for it. Then in Shonen Jump, there was a surprise announcement that there's going to be some collaborations going on between Pokemon and Shonen Jump and all of the different animes that fall under that umbrella. So there's going to be 10 pieces of art that come out featuring Pokemon and these different manga characters, and some of them I know, some of them I don't know, so it's making me feel like I'm not like a real fan of nerdy stuff here, but either way, I still think it's a cool collaboration. I think a lot of us, in addition to Pokemon, are also into a lot of these other like mangas and animes, so I think this is going to turn out pretty cool, and hopefully we get some like cool art that maybe it's something that we could turn into like, I don't know, framed artwork, I don't know. And it would be a great collaboration between you and me if you hit that like button on the video, as well as subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Thank you guys for commenting. Also, it's super cool to see all these threads that are happening between you guys. Like, that's super cool. It feels like we have a community, but it's like, I don't know, it's just booming and it's crazy. Thank you guys for just being good to each other. I appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic day. Have a great week. Take care of each other out there. I'll see you very soon on the next one.